What up, yo? What's good? Alright, so boom. As you can see, I've been absent from the YouTube scene for like mad long, right? Now, there's a good reason for that. Number one, skits just wasn't where my interests were anymore. Two, I finally realized what it is that I want to do, which is art. Specifically making comic books and animations. Still learning the animations part though. Now, this is nothing new. Like, I've been into art since like 4th or 5th grade, so like early 2000s, right? And I started taking it seriously by the time I got to like middle school and going into high school. Like, so after high school was, where I started to lose interest. Mainly because I didn't know exactly how I was gonna go about this whole thing as, doing art as a career. Plus, I knew art college was gonna be mad bread. SVA alone was like 30 to 40 stacks. Shit. Like, real talk, I ended up not drawing much of anything for about, I'd say about 3 years. And at the time, right, I was still doing skits and making rants because I've been making those rants since about like late 2009, I think. So I figured I'd just continue to, make rants and do skits because at that point I was somewhat interested in, I was still interested in like, being a filmmaker. But then around at that time while I was doing skits, I'd say about 2015, I started losing interest in that too. Not because I didn't enjoy making, skits and rants and stuff, or that wasn't fun no more. It's more like you basically just feel like there's just something else to be done. Now, come the spring of 2015, right, I ended up seeing the Kickstarter for this comic book called Teflon Funk. Now, something about the way that it was presented just caught my attention, and it just reignited my interest in art once more. So I started brushing up on my skills because I had gotten rusty, right? Before I knew it, I was meeting more and more artists and writers through like Facebook and Instagram. Not Twitter though. That shit never did me any favors. But my creative circle just started to grow more. I started seeing more and more creatives in the field of comic books, especially like black creatives. Getting acquainted and chopping it up with them made me realize that there's others who think similar to how I do in terms of what kind of material we feel is missing from that field. So over time I made less videos and more art, and I eventually ended up not making videos at all, basically. Not to mention, like, the more YouTube changed with its algorithms and shit, the less and less views I got and the less and less comments I got. So at that point I was like, if this channel ain't getting much attention anymore, if I stop making videos, who really gonna care? Right? So I just pieced out and I just did my thing. Shit. After a while, I started building more of an audience through, sharing my work on art pages and things like that. Like, hoping to go viral with something outlandish. Of course, there was a few art pages that, was ran by some people who clearly don't have any power in the real world. So, they feel like they Agent Smith and that bitch. So one day I decided to post this short comic from one of my original comics called Bruh. It was basically like a parody of the meme about like raiding Area 51 and clapping some alien cheeks and shit. like after that I started getting like hella followers on IG, and I was like, god damn, I didn't even expect it to get this much attention, yo. Like I was expecting like maybe like 10, maybe 20, likes and maybe 5 comments saying, yo, this shit's stupid. But like, yo, that shit got like damn near 1,000 likes and all kinds of other like, mainly laugh reactions. And like some people were just confused, like for real, like who the weird ass nigga that made this shit, and where can I see some more? I got basically almost, like, at this point right now, I got like almost 1,000 followers on IG. Still not as big of an audience as I'd like to have yet. It's like I'm just glad to have there's actual people who are like following my works and telling me how much they dig it. It's a hell of a lot better than having a bunch of spam bots comment and talking about, hey, I really like your music. Check out my profile for 5,000 followers. Bitch, I don't even make music. So what's the overall point here? Am I quitting YouTube? Nah. This video right here is actually to let anyone who's still interested to know that I'm still going to be making vids. Just not like how it was before. It's going to be like in the new format. Basically this. But I'll be doing like a mix of these, drawn reactions and some live action footage for the rants and other vids. Skits will still be a thing. If I feel like it's really gonna be something funny. Just don't go expecting no, Caleb City or RDC World type shit here. but like I said, like, my main focus is now comic books. So should you be interested in all that, I'll link all that stuff in the description and at the end of the video so you know where to find my stuff. And if you're not interested, then you know that's cool too. I ain't about to sweat you over that. Now, why am I making comic books? Well, you know, for as long as I've been reading comic books, manga, manhwa, you know, etc., like I've always felt like there was a certain type of story or certain types of stories, you know, that I've always wanted to be told. Then one day I realized, like, hold up, I'm the one with the ideas. Like, on top of the fact that I would get annoyed how the black characters and the tokens in certain stories would get, you know, portrayed. You know, either like they're a joke, they get cheated out of a badass moment, they're weak and useless, or some goofy ass caricature, or just a punk ass bitch who ends up getting folded and killed, or you know, like whatever other irritating ass thing that gets done to black characters in other narratives. Know what I'm saying? So like all the black creatives would say the same, and that just added to the motivation. You know, and you know, from that point forward, I was like, you know what, it's time that we should create our own thing. You know, like, if, you know, with all this complaining that we do about saying that we want to see more black characters portrayed, you know, properly and in a respectful manner, and you know, basically have black characters who actually get to be a character and not just, you know, another check off box or some, you know, some old corny shit like that. You know, so I was like, okay, let me create my own label basically, and after that, you know, that's where the Brawlic Knuckles universe came from. It was gonna be called the Black Knuckles universe, but I was like, nah, there's a lot of black owned businesses who, you know, like especially with comic books that have like the word black attached to, you know, whatever the rest of their name is, and I'm like, nah, I need to stand out. A lot of the upcoming rants will be on this subject or will connect to it in some way. But anyway, that's just all the stuff that I wanted to let y'all know. Now that y'all know what to expect, let's get this shit started.